Welcome to Canada, the podcast that helps you prepare for your Canadian adventure with clarity and confidence. Hello, future newcomers, and welcome to your Canadian Prep Zone. You're listening to episode number 26, and it is recorded in April 2026. I'm Emma, your host and your international mobility coach. I'm here to help you prepare, plan, and thrive in your move to Canada. Today, we're talking about Express Entry, Canada's main permanent residence pathway outside of Quebec. I want to walk you through what happened in 2025 and, more importantly, what it could mean to you and your project. Because behind every draw, every score, every statistic, there's a real person, and maybe that person is you. How Express Entry works. Express Entry is one of Canada's economic immigration systems. At the time of recording, it manages applications under 3 federal programs. Number 1, the Federal Skilled Worker Program. This stream is for people with skilled work experience, including experience gained outside Canada. You need a primary occupation classified under TEER 0, 1, 2, or 3. At least 1 year of full-time work experience in the past 10 years. Sufficient language proficiency in English or French. Number 2, the Federal Skilled Trades Program. This pathway is for tradespeople, electricians, plumbers, welders, carpenters, and similar professions. Requirements include at least 2 years of full-time work experience in an eligible trade within the past 5 years. Meeting job requirements for that trade. Basic language proficiency. Number 3, the Canadian Experience Class. This stream is for individuals who have already worked in Canada. You must have at least 1 year of skilled work experience in Canada within the past 3 years in a TER 0, 1, 2, or 3 occupations. If you've already invested time building Canadian work experience, this stream can feel like a natural next step. How to apply? The process is fairly straightforward, but emotionally, it can feel anything but. Here's the structure. Confirm you meet the eligibility criteria for at least one program. Gather the required documents. Create your Express Entry profile. Receive a comprehensive ranking system score, or CRS. You earn points based on age, education, work experience, language ability, and other factors. If your score meets the cutoff in a draw, you may receive an invitation to apply, or ITA. If invited, you have 60 days to submit your full application. Processing time averages about 6 months. It's 6 months on paper, but in your life, that's 6 months of anticipation, planning, and imagining your future. And with a mobility coach by your side, it's easier to find your way around. What are the types of Express Entry draws? In Express Entry, not all draws are the same. There are general draws. They are open to all candidates in the pool. Category-based draws. They target specific profiles. In 2025, categories included French language proficiency, healthcare and social services occupations, skilled trades, education and childcare occupations, Canadian Experience Class draws, and Provincial Nominee Program draws, or PNP draws. Those are for candidates who received a provincial nomination. A nomination adds 600 CRS points, which makes an invitation almost guaranteed. Now, let's look at the numbers. In 2025, there were 58 draws. A total of near 114,000 invitations were issued. That's not just a statistic. That's 114,000 lives shifting direction. French language candidates were clearly prioritized, with 9 draws and 48,000 invitations. That's 42% of all invitations issued in 2025. CRS cutoffs ranged from 379 to 481. For Francophones, this was significant and hopeful. Let's move to the Canadian Experience class, with 15 draws and 35,850 invitations. It was just over 31% of total invitations. The CRS cutoffs were between 515 and 547. If you're already working in Canada, this stream continues to be a strong pathway. Now, let's speak about healthcare and social services. With 7 draws and 14,500 invitations, it was about 13% of total invitations. The CRS cutoffs were between 462 and 510. Canada continues to actively seek nurses, physicians, social workers, and healthcare professionals. If you work in this sector, your profile may align strongly with Canada's needs. Provincial Nominee Program, or PNP, had 24 draws and 10,898 invitations. It was about 10% of the total. The CRS cutoffs were between 667 and 855. Remember, these candidates receive an additional 600 points from their provincial nomination. Next, we have education occupations, with 2 draws and 3,500 invitations. The CRS cutoffs were between 462 and 479. And finally, we have the skilled trades. There was 1 draw with 1,250 invitations. The CRS cutoff was 505. Now, let's take a step back and look at what this means to you in 2026. First, what happened in 2025 does not guarantee what will happen this year. Immigration targets and priorities shift based on labor market needs and policy decisions. That said, one trend is clear. Canada is heavily prioritizing category-based draws. As of this recording, 2026 includes 10 categories: French language proficiency, healthcare and social services occupations, science, technology, engineering, and math occupations, trade occupations, education occupations, transport occupations, physicians with Canadian work experience, senior managers with Canadian work experience, researchers with Canadian work experience, skilled military recruits. If you fall into one of these categories, your odds may increase significantly. But here's where I want you to pause for a moment. Immigration isn't just about being invited. It's about building a life. Ask yourself, where does your current CRS score stand, and can it be improved? Do you have the required proof of funds? Are you ready to settle in Canada, outside Quebec? Which province truly aligns with your goals and lifestyle? What are your employment prospects there? What salary can you realistically expect? What is the cost of living? Your immigration file is only one piece of the puzzle. Employment, budget, housing, lifestyle, they all matter. And this is where my work comes in. I'm not here to replace an immigration lawyer or a regulated consultant. And to be clear, I am not one. Always consult an accredited professional for legal advice or file preparation. What I do is different. I connect the dots. Your profile, province selection, career positioning, financial planning, housing considerations, administrative steps. When everything feels scattered and overwhelming, I help you see the full picture. Because moving forward with only one piece of the puzzle, for instance, just the immigration file or just the job search, can leave you feeling stuck or vulnerable. Clarity changes everything. A plan changes everything. Confidence changes everything. And in 2026, there are real opportunities. If this episode resonated with you, if you're not just curious but truly ready to explore what's possible, know that you don't have to navigate it alone. Your Canadian chapter may be closer than you think. I'm here to help. One final word of caution. Please remember that immigration rules and programs constantly evolve. By the time you listen to this episode, details may have changed. For the most up-to-date information, always consult the official Government of Canada website at www.canada.ca under Immigration and Citizenship. And that's it for today. Thank you for listening until the end. If you enjoyed the episode, please subscribe to the podcast, give it many stars, and leave a comment. It will make me happy, but more than that, it'll help new people discover the podcast.